What's up, everybody? I'm back, and today I'll be doing, I think, the easiest division winner to pick, and this is the AFC East. And we all know who's been dominating that division since 2003, and that is the New England Patriots. And I don't see that changing anytime soon. Now, since 2003, the Patriots have only lost the division once, and that was in 2008 when Matt Castle took over for Tom Brady as he suffered a knee injury. Since that time in 03, the Patriots are 71-19 against the AFC East. That's over a 75% winning percentage in the division. They've won more games in that span of time than the Dolphins, Jets, and Bills combined. Respectively. What a dominance. That's because of Tom Brady and Bill Belichick, and they keep chugging it. They have Tom Brady, the greatest quarterback of all time. Now, this season will be tough. I think they're going to take a step back. Now, with that Super Bowl loss to the Philadelphia Eagles, where Tom Brady threw for a Super Bowl record over 500 yards, and they scored the most points in Super Bowl history by taking a loss. And the biggest question was, why didn't they play Malcolm Butler? Now, none of us know why that, because Bill Belichick is not going to give you an answer just because of the kind of coach he is. But I think that turned off a lot of players, and you started seeing cracks, especially throughout this offseason. Gronk contemplated retirement, and he's still looking for a new restructured contract. Tom Brady and this Alex Guerrero guy, is he causing a distraction? Bill Belichick has hurt him out from practice. Tons of things between Belichick, Kraft, and Brady. The relationship is broken. And I don't know if it can be repaired, but we don't know. They also have this issue with Julian Edelman. He's serving a 4-game suspension for PED use. Also this year, they drafted Sony Michel, running back out of Georgia, in the first round. That's the highest they've drafted a running back since 2006 when they drafted Lawrence Maroney from Minnesota. Now, Michel's going to have to carry the load a lot because this is Tom Brady's weakest group of wide receivers known today. I know he's had guys people haven't heard of, but they've been a lot better, such as Troy Brown, Deion Branch, who won a Super Bowl MVP, But this group is weak. You got Kenny Britt, who only caught a few passes last year. They drafted Braxton Berrios out of Miami. Then they also have Chris Hogan, who was solid. Then they also have Malcolm Mitchell, who they're trying to trade as well. They have Jordan Matthews that they acquired from the Bills. But Tom Brady's got a lot of work to do. He's always had a solid offensive line, but you put TB12 back there, I think they'll do a solid job this year. Now, can we not see these cracks? I don't know. We're going to see, but this is going to be a team who's going to dominate this division still, and I don't see that changing. But with that said, they're going to take a step back this year, and I'm picking them to finish 11-5. Now let's go down to my number 2 team in this division, and I'm gonna go with the Miami Dolphins. Now, last year was a disaster from the quarterback position. They had Adam Gase coming as coach, and they lost Tannehill to a season-ending knee injury, and they brought in the disastrous Jay Cutler, who I think is a joke and shouldn't have got as many chances as he did. Now, he's Jay Cutler, and he threw a lot of interception as well. They also lost Jarvis Landry, who's had the most catches in NFL history in his 4 years, who was traded to the Cleveland Browns. Now, I don't know about you, but they couldn't get a contract done, and I wouldn't have got rid of him. But hey, that's the Miami Dolphins. Now they got to rely on Devontae Parker from a first-round pick out of Louisville, who's been banged up and injured, who hasn't been able to stay healthy. They also lost Ndamukong Suh as well. The defensive side of the ball is pretty strong. They drafted Minkah Fitzpatrick. They still got Xavier Howard, who led to a star as well. They got Rashad Jones, TJ McDonald. Now, the defense will be improved. And I think without Suh on the team, the attitude is going to be a lot better. Now, can the Miami Dolphins come back this year? I don't see it. The Patriots are just too dominant, and their lack of run game with Kenyon Drake. I know they signed Frank Gore, but he has a lot of mileage on the tank. And they also drafted Kalen Ballage out of Arizona State. The Miami Dolphins will be a little better, but I just don't trust Tannehill. I think they need to start looking for the backup plan and move on, because he's done nothing but be hurt. He's just a dink and dunk guy. He doesn't throw the ball deep whatsoever. Now, as good as Adam Gase is, he hasn't been able to show that on the field. Now, the offense will be limited as they averaged 17.6 points per game, and they also only averaged 86.8 rushing yards per game. Now, that has to change. has to change tremendously for them to make a leap forward in the right direction. With that said, I'm picking them to finish 8-8. So I don't see good things for them. Now let's go on to my number 3 team in this division, and that is the New York Jets. Now last year the New York Jets got off to a great start at 3-2, even with the journeyman Josh McCown. They blew two 14-point leads in consecutive weeks to the New England Patriots and the Miami Dolphins. And they also led 17 to 10 at halftime against the reigning Super Bowl runner-up Atlanta Falcons. Now they lost all those games, and after that tailspin, they just went down the tank. And through their final 8 games last year, they outscored a staggering 76-20, and that is just remarkable. That's a young team. Todd Bowles got to play hard last year. They drafted Jamal Adams out of LSU, and he had a fantastic rookie year, making rookie all first team pro. And they also drafted Marcus May too to put him alongside Jamal Adams. Now that's a nice young safety tandem right there. Then in the offseason, they also added Tremaine Johnson, corner formerly known as the St. Louis Rams, which is a shutdown corner. They also have young players such as Darren Lee, Leonard Williams, and they will be back on defense. I think they're young and upcoming, and they were going through a learning curve. Now the defense is not what I'm worried about. What I'm worried about is the offense. Now they got their gem. I think Sam Darnold will be a stud quarterback out of USC. Now the problem is he's still holding out over offset language, so hopefully they can get that situation resolved. Now offensively they're limited. I don't trust their backs. They had Elijah McGuire, Bilal Powell, and they signed Isaiah Crowell from the Cleveland Browns. Now they need to get that going. Also, wide receiver depth is a little sketchy too, as they had Quincy Enunwa, who was hurt last year with a neck injury. They also had Robbie Anderson, who's undergoing investigation for getting in trouble during the offseason. And they signed Terrell Pryor, who played for Washington last year, who had a disappointing season and missed a lot of games last year. So I don't know what they're going to do offensively, what they need to improve. I don't think they're going to be able to do that in the draft next year, and that's going to be the problem because Sam Darnold, when he gets in, not if, but when he gets in, he's going to have a lot of a bumpy road. I think next year will be the year that they draft. But I'm picking them to finish 6-10 this year, a little improvement, but give Todd Bowles some time. He'll be playing a rookie quarterback, but I think the Jets are on the up and coming in this division, and I think in the next few years they will be the best team in this division. You mark my words on that. Now we're gonna go to my 4th team in this division, and that is the Buffalo Bills. They finally last season ended the NFL's longest playoff drought when they made the playoffs. Now they're switching quarterbacks. They let Tyrod Taylor go to the Cleveland Browns. Now I don't know about you, but Buffalo I think underappreciated, and the league has underappreciated Tyrod Taylor since he came in. He's been solid, even with little offensive weapons around him. He got them to the playoffs where they played pretty good against the Jacksonville Jaguars. So I don't know about that, but I think he's gonna have a good year in Cleveland. But anyways, they drafted Josh Allen, quarterback out of Wyoming, with good promise. They also signed A.J. McCarron, formerly known from the Cincinnati Bengals. Now I think he'll start the season because I don't trust Nathan Peterman, who will be his second year from Pittsburgh. But I'm gonna say Josh Allen gets in there at some point, but he needs some time to develop. Now they're sketchy offensively, and we know Sean McCoy has been going through the domestic situation with his girlfriend and all this stuff. So hopefully that works out with them. But you're gonna be leaning on Shady a lot this year. Wide receivers, they got Zay Jones, who was real inconsistent last year in his rookie year. They also got, who's the other guys they got? Calvin Benjamin, who was hurt last year. And then they also drafted a stud, I think, linebacker out of Virginia Tech, and Tremaine Edmonds, who was only 19 years old, who will be 20 shortly. Got Kyle Williams, the veteran, coming back for his 13th year, and they also got Micah Hyde, who made a Pro Bowl last year, his first season from Green Bay. Now they'll be solid on defense, but offensively, I think they're going to struggle and they're going to take a step back tremendously. There's no playoffs this year, Buffalo, so it might be a few years because I think the Jets are sending a lot more than Buffalo is because the offensive weapons aren't there. But defensively, they're solid too, and Tre'Davious White too. I'm sorry, let me not forget to mention that guy. He was a stud last year, cornerback out of LSU, was a second-round pick. Now, defensively, they're good, but offensively, just like the Jets, they're challenged. And I don't know, they need, like I said, Josh Allen time to develop. But with that said, I'm picking them to finish 5-11. They're taking a huge step back. It's gonna be a lot of work to do in Buffalo, but give Brandon Beane some time down there, the GM of the Buffalo Bills. They'll be okay. But with that said, that is my AFC East predictions. Don't forget to leave the comment below. Subscribe.